I would like to apologize in advance for the unseriousness of my green summer Disney Celtics Disney World. I want a Celtics Disney World in existence. I'm pretty sure that Disney is aware of it. I'm not a perfect person. I want a Disney World nonetheless. I'm a huge amusement parks fan. Yes, I'm a huge amusement parks fan. I grew up in Monticello, Indiana. Let's see. It's like right there. Anyway, there's an amusement park there. It was super fun growing up in a town with an amusement park, and I thought to myself, after too much, that every town would benefit from an amusement park. Like Marianne Williamson said, schools should be palaces of learning. Yes, schools should be palaces of learning. I do agree with that. And the Democrats should be better people. I agree with that as well. However, I think we should all vote for Dr. Jill Stein, and that's what we should focus on here today. Actually, more important than that, we need to focus on Saturday should be a day to celebrate and fight for reparations. I think that the best path to do this is the Green Party, and if we need to bring a Black Panther edge to the Green Party, then so be it. The Green Party is always looking for new people, new minorities to run and shake things up across the United States and around the world. These are just things I've learned in a few months of being a Green. So, I don't know how long I've been a Green for, but I've been a huge Dr. Jill Stein fan for quite a while because I heard one of my aunts voted for her, and I quite love all of my aunts quite a lot. I care about family very much, and I try not to talk about them very much also. Anyway, let's read this essay. I was rambling stream of consciousness style, and AI wrote an essay, and we're going to read the essay, and we're going to ignore my stream of consciousness style talk and banter. Sometimes I'll try to read what I wrote, and sometimes I really just am not in the mood. And you have to make YouTube videos whether you're in the mood or not, and I think on Saturdays we should make reparations videos. And even if you're don't believe in reparations, I believe you should stand up for your god-awful beliefs and say so on your own YouTube channel and deal with the backlash of your ridiculous notion that reparations are somehow not necessary. But I know a lot of white people disagree with me. I just dare you to be a content creator and a kind commenter who cares about people at all points in time during your life. All right. Introduction. This is written by AI. Reparations are not merely a gesture of goodwill, but a fundamental moral obligation to address historical injustices and systemic inequalities for African Americans who have endured centuries of slavery, segregation, and ongoing discrimination. Reparations are a crucial step towards justice and equality. As we navigate the complexities of this issue, it is vital to understand the multifaceted arguments for and against reparations, while fostering a constructive dialogue aimed at real solutions. The case for reparations for African Americans are grounded in the historical context of slavery and its enduring legacy. Despite the abolition of slavery in the 19th century, African Americans have continued to face systemic barriers to economic, social, and political equality. This has resulted in substantial wealth gaps, limited access to education and health care, and disproportionate rates of incarceration. Reparations seek to address these disparities by providing financial compensation, educational opportunities, and other forms of support to descendants of enslaved people. Why reparations matter. Reparations are not just about monetary compensation, they are about acknowledging the wrongs of the past and making amends. This acknowledgement is essential for healing and reconciliation. Reparations also have the potential to transform society by redistributing resources more equitably, thus altering power dynamics and promoting social cohesion. For many, this shift in power dynamics is a point of contention, yet it is necessary to step toward a more just and inclusive society. Critiques and constructive dialogue. Critiques of reparations often argue, Critics of reparations often argue, falsely, that they are impractical or that they are unfairly penalize individuals. Unfairly penalize? Really? Oh, you reparations doubters get to me. Let me start this again. I'll try not to mess it up this time. I'm very judgy sometimes. I believe more people should be civil rights leaders. Critics of reparations often argue that they are impractical or that they unfairly penalize individuals who are not directly involved in historical injustices. However, the Green Party does advocate for a $25 an hour minimum wage and a UBI for all Americans. However, these critiques can and should be addressed through open and constructive dialogue. By engaging in Talk It Out Tuesdays, we can create space for these conversations, allowing for diverse perspectives to be heard and understood. This dialogue should be rooted in kindness, thoughtfulness, and a genuine desire to find common ground. The Green Party's commitment. Dr. Jill Stein and the Green Party have long championed the cause of reparations for African Americans. The Green Party envisions a society where reparations are not seen as a divisive issue, but as a pathway to justice and equality. By committing to Reparations Saturdays, we can mobilize Reparations Saturdays. Yes, Reparations Saturdays. Reparations Saturdays. I kind of like it plural better. Let's say it Reparations Saturdays. By committing to Reparations Saturdays, we can mobilize efforts nationwide to advocate for reparations, educate the public, and pressure policymakers to take concrete action. Let's try that again. Seriously? Yeah, we seriously need to get this done. By committing to Reparations Saturdays, we can mobilize efforts nationwide to advocate for reparations, educate the public, and pressure policymakers to take concrete action. A year-round commitment, the fight for reparations should not be confined to a single season or a few days of the week. We need to create a green summer, a green fall, a green winter, and a green spring where the principles of justice, equality, and reparations are upheld and promoted consistently. This commitment should be reflected in our daily commitment, our daily act. Oh, I read it wrong. This commitment should be reflected in our daily actions, our policies, and our collective consciousness. Consciousness? Consciousness. Our collective consciousness? That matters quite a lot. Our collective consciousness matters quite a lot. Of course, collective consciousnesses matter quite a lot. Didn't you study Jungian psychology? This commitment should be reflected in our daily actions, our policies, and our collective consciousness. So African Americans have a collective consciousness? Yes, and white people should have more guilt in their collective consciousness so that we actually bother to get reparations to African Americans. We need to guilt shame voters into voting green. For real? For real. Encouraging participation and action. To make this vision a reality, we must encourage others to participate actively by creating content, hosting discussions, and advocating for reparations. We can build a movement that transcends political boundaries and unites people in the pursuit of justice. We must also recognize and celebrate the efforts of essential workers, perhaps through initiatives like a 2-week holiday around Juneteenth and the 4th of July, where African Americans are given a respite from labor. You know how, like, the Chinese New Year is, like, 2 weeks off for, like, every worker, basically? Like that. Don't you think that's creating a power dynamic issue? No, I don't. I think that's a reparation that sets things better than they currently are. A vision for the future. Finally, let us reimagine our traditions and celebrations to be more inclusive and frequent. By considering multiple Xmas's. Xmas's! I think children would be okay with more Christmases, and I think June is the perfect time to have a Christmas. I think summer needs an Xmas. We can call the Christmas Xmas. I know the real Christmas will always be the real Christmas, and I don't have a problem with that. I just think we need a Christmas in June. And no, I don't think we need a Christmas in July, but everyone thinks that's good, so let's do a Christmas in July as well. Let's do more Christmases. I love Christmas. Okay? I believe we should have Christmas all around the world, but we should celebrate it more how children love it, which is they would like more of it. So let's give them more of it, and we'll call it Xmas, and it will be for all marginalized people and all people everywhere, and everyone can live a better life together, and we'll call it Xmas's throughout the year. Okay, a vision for the future. Let us reimagine our traditions and celebrations to be more inclusive and frequent. By considering multiple Xmas's throughout the year, we can bring joy and festivity into the lives of children and families through multiple seasons. Gifts for multiple seasons? Of course. Reinforcing the values of generosity and community, we need to have handmade gifts that are built from natural fiber. So we need more animals and humans and plants all working together to create a better life for all people on Earth. Conclusion. Blah. I'm reading from a teleprompter, can you tell? I'm going to read the conclusion. In case you hadn't picked that up, the first 2 times I announced it accidentally. And then the 3rd time I announced it was on purpose. How ridiculous. Let's continue. Reparations are a critical step toward rectifying historical injustices and building a more equitable society through sustained advocacy, open dialogue, and a year-round commitment to justice. We can create a future where reparations are no longer a contentious issue, but a celebrated achievement. Oh, doesn't that sound like the day? Let us move forward together with the Green Party leading the way. We can make 2025 way better than the Republicans are planning. Yeah! With the Green Party leading the way? Yeah, the Green Party cares more about the future of children than Republicans. I can assure you. So, as I was saying, with the Green Party leading the way to make reparations a reality and ensure that every individual and group receives the counseling and support they need. Speech for Reparation Saturdays. Introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please pardon the many interruptions. This is a noisy house. Esteemed community members, I don't mind if you have a lived-in house or a noisy house. Just make content for Dr. Jill Stein. Even if you're rich and famous and you just make a faceless channel, do something to be a civil rights leader today. Be an advocate for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed community members and advocates for justice. So even if you're just a YouTube fan watching YouTube sitting at home, you should be an advocate for justice, a peace activist, and a Green Party voter, and a Green Party activist, and a content creator? You're asking a lot, Amanda. I really am, but I ask it anyway. We need to change the world for the future of children on the planet, especially girls. I seriously worry about the quantity of Me Too stories that women actually have versus the maybe one for a lifetime that women are considered to have. What? That's really honest. It really fucking is. And I take the future of girls experiencing childhood now very seriously, and I don't think that the generations are doing a good enough job respecting women whatsoever, and I don't think any woman really does, honestly, if you talk to them. And Nikki Haley, who writes things on bombs like finish them. is supposed to be considered a good Republican. Like, we have some serious problems with the Republican Party in this country. And the Democrat Party, for that matter. I mean, they gave up the Me Too movement for Joe Biden. We need Tara Reid home from Russia. Democrats suck and Republicans suck, as Katie Helper always says. Anyway, now that we've gone on that tangent, let's get back on track, reading this speech. I'll skip the intro again. We gather here today with a shared purpose and a unified vision to fight for reparations for African Americans and all those who have endured historical injustices. And all those who have endured historical injustices is a huge list of people, especially when you consider the technology the deep state has hidden from the general public for so very long, at the expense of the lives and the pursuit of happiness of the general public. Today and every Saturday hereafter, we commit ourselves to this noble cause, recognizing that reparations are not just a moral obligation, but a transformative act of justice. The importance of reparations. Reparations are essential because they acknowledge the wrongs of the past and offer a pathway to healing and reconciliation. Reconciliation? Yes, we need reconciliation between the races. That's something white people need to shape up to. Owning. White people need to shape up into owning that reparations are due to African Americans. Yes, I say that as mostly white person. Or a mostly white person. Anyway, so there's that. For centuries, African Americans have faced systemic barriers and have... What? Seriously? I'm kidding. I'm being facetious and sarcastic. Annoying white people. Okay, let me read this again. This shouldn't annoy you, white people. You should just come to terms with the fact that reparations are indeed necessary. The wealth gap is ridiculous, and we need to account for that. If you want to negotiate how reparations need to happen, then you should be involved on social media and create content and get involved in government. For centuries, African Americans have faced systemic barriers that have prevented them from achieving true equality. Today, we stand in solidarity with them, demanding that our society takes responsibilities for these injustices and makes amends. Addressing critiques with constructive dialogue. We understand that the topic of reparations can be contentious, with valid concerns and critiques from various perspectives. That is why we are introducing Talk It Out Tuesdays, a dedicated time for open and respectful dialogue. Let us come together to discuss and listen and to find common ground. Through understanding and collaboration, we can address these critiques constructively and move forward united in our purpose. The Green Party's commitment. The Green Party, under the leadership of Dr. Jill Stein, has long been a champion for reparations. The Green Party, under the leadership of Dr. Jill Stein, has long been a champion for reparations. We envision a society where reparations are not seen as divisive, but as a necessary step towards justice and equality. By committing to Reparations Saturdays, we are taking tangible steps to mobilize, educate, and advocate for reparations nationwide. Year-round commitment. Our commitment to reparations extends beyond a single day or season. We are creating a green summer, a green fall, a green winter, and a green spring, where principles of justice, equality, and reparations are upheld consistently. Let this commitment be reflected in our daily actions, policies, and collective consciousness. Yes, please. Encouraging participation and action. We urge everyone here to actively participate in this movement, create content, host discussions, and advocate for reparations in your communities. Together, we can build a powerful movement that transcends political boundaries and unites us in the pursuit of justice. Very good. A vision for the future. Let us also consider reimagining our traditions to be more inclusive and frequent. By celebrating multiple Xmas throughout the year, we can bring joy and festivity to our lives, reinforcing the values of generosity and community. Conclusion. In closing, reparations are not just about addressing past wrongs. They are about building a more just and equitable future. For example, we need to rebuild Black Wall Street. That's something that's on the collective consciousness, the collective guilt of American white people, or at least it should be. Things like that actually matter. We need to rebuild Black Wall Street. We need more plants being planted to better utilize the lands in America. We need victory gardens across America. We need to encourage homesteading by all minorities and all people. Literally. We need to utilize all the land of America better. And all of the land of the world needs to be self-sustaining. And we need to be working to better the world. That's what this little plan is about. Saturdays. Reparations Saturdays. So anyway, let us move forward together with the Green Party leading the way to make reparations a reality. Let us ensure that every individual and group receives the support and justice they deserve. Thank you, and let us begin this journey towards justice and equality. Next steps. Create detailed plans for weekly Reparations Saturdays events. Develop content for Talk It Out Tuesdays to foster dialogue. Organize a nationwide campaign to advocate for reparations. 4. Encourage community participation through social media and local events. Plan for comprehensive, year-round commitment to justice and equality. Hashtags you can use when you're making social media content, and hashtags you can use to inspire yourself to work with AI to make social media content for the Green Party about Dr. Jill Stein as immediately as possible. And going forward into the future, we need world peace. We need to create world peace for all of the generations. All of the generations would benefit from world peace, and the Green Party has a plan for world peace, and we can all work with AI to create our own plan for world peace, and I urge you to do so immediately. Work with AI. Write your own book on world peace. How do you think the world should get to world peace? You be the judge and the jury as you write your own book, and work with AI, which will help you greatly. Hashtags you can use. Reparations Now, Justice for All, Green Party, Reparations Saturdays, Talk It Out Tuesdays, Jill Stein, Green Summer, Green Fall, Green Winter, Green Spring, Equality, Justice, Healing, Transformation, Advocacy, Dialogue, Community, Solidarity, Equity, Change, Action, Inclusivity, Generosity, Future, Support, Justice, and Equality. And remember, Dr. Jill Stein needs financial support. So if you know how to raise money and are good at raising money, by all means do so for Dr. Jill Stein. Go to her website, jillstein2024.com. Read her platform. Take screenshots. Put them into AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT, the app. Ask ChatGPT about Dr. Jill Stein and specifically about her platform. Put your ideas and your spin on how you think the Green Party should be being run, and mention the Green Party in your social media posts. Learn how to use all the social media platforms and generate an income creating content on social media, including on YouTube. YouTube is the most important one. You can also create a revenue on TikTok and Facebook. I don't even like Facebook. Instagram. Did I mention Instagram yet? Anyway, there's lots of ways to make money. You need to have as many streams of revenue as you can, and you need to use your voice to be a civil rights leader as much as humanly possible. And when you have streams of income as opposed to working for capitalism, you have more of a capability to use your voice for the good of the world. Be loving, be kind, be caring. Thank you. Bye. Oh, subscribe, like, share, comment kindly. Hit the bell for all notifications while you subscribe.